we'll trust to the weather.
Well, it's in God's hands.
That's it. It certainly is.
It'd be nice if it was cloudy and not hot.
That would be
And
great.
sun beating down from like noon to 5.
Those are your
It's a
attorneys,
fun
aren't they?
day.
Cloudy and not hot.
It's a fun day to work with your organization and to meet some new people.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I had a great time when I served at the Valentine's Day dinner, and that was incredible.
At the end of the workday, and typically NHS brings volunteers from other communities. We'll invite everybody to walk down to the Hemmans and have a free lunch.
Wonderful.
It should be a nice community day.
You did so well. You were called the dessert lady still in the city of Elgin for that day because you
I know, and I am-
were hawking desserts all day
I know,
long.
and I am so embarrassed
No,
because
you
of what a
really
carb Nazi I am.
She
you know
had
what I mean?
18,000 desserts that she went table to table with because I was there. You were there, weren't you, Mike?
No, I wasn't.
No,
No,
he wasn't.
she
He
sent you the
missed it.
desserts in the mail. But you were tremendous with that. There
Thank
wasn't
you
a
for
dessert
saying
that
that.
you didn't touch.
But I didn't stop for the whole 3 hours. I think
No.
I put on 3 or 4 miles on my pedometer because I just kept, circulating and making sure. it was-
Most guests put on 3 or 4 pounds, so it was okay.
Well, I know, and it really killed me to offer some of those.
You're doing it for a cause, so you can,
Yeah,
you can be
I
on
figured
it.
special dispensation
character.
on Valentine's Day. Listen, I know you guys, Elgin, just had a Green Expo. Do you want to
Yes.
tell our listeners about it and exactly what it's about?
Sure. That was an event sponsored by the City of Elgin and the Elgin Climate Change Organization. And they put on a great event.
We have a climate change organization
Yes, we
here?
do.
My God.
You've seen their signs, ECCO. You've seen those signs.
Oh,
at
that's
events.
what it is.
Yes,
Yes,
you've seen
yes,
it.
I
That's
get
Ziggy.
it.
That's Ziggy and Company. And you've seen it.
Oh,
You've
she's
seen-
wonderful.
Yeah, you've seen all of it.
Yeah.
And we, part of the participants were from the Elgin Sustainability Master Plan Committee. And we put on a great event. There were actually 2. One was done for municipal government a couple of weeks earlier. And it came from the same format. And then we put on one for the general public. And the idea was to introduce people to new technologies, to let people talk to their sales representatives from these various companies, learn about just about everything under the sun. And there were people selling wind turbines. We had a couple of electric cars there. There were 2 Teslas. They wouldn't let me touch one.
Did you see those
Why
cars?
not?
Oh, I did. Yeah, they wouldn't let me close.
One was from
They were very
Principia
suspicious.
College.
Why?
It was like a solar car. There were all kinds of great cars.
I'm going to
there.
go take a test drive. The Tesla dealership is a few blocks west of my house on Grand Avenue.
Can we all go along?
They
Yes,
might
I
let
want to
you in,
have.
but I don't know about the rest of them.
Yeah,
I
that
want
would-
somebody to come and YouTube it for me.
YouTube it. That's a modern day request. Well, Kyle, well, you got a personal assistant now. Grab a camera, personal
Grab a
assistant.
camera, but she lives way up in Villa Schmilla.
But one more note with David. Sorry about that, Lake Villa. David,
I
they're
was
all
just
with
teasing,
villages.
Just teasing.
Wonderful
Also, the kids,
community.
ECC, the kids were there with their inventions. They had
Yes.
done things like you can heat your house with this particular thing they created, or you can catch heat and
I heard it was a smash event.
oh, it's huge,
and
big crowd.
because-
Kyle was there with Elgin Academy. It was a throng.
My
Larkin
girlfriend Debbie
Environmental
Environment came
Club.
with Elgin High School's
Club?
Environmental Science Club and their classes, and they talked about their programs. Just a really nice event. And I think it was busy. I got there at
4
in
a.m.
the morning, yeah.
Why?
And why was I there?
Yeah, at 4
Well,
in the
doing
morning.
setup. We're setting up tents in the wind.
God bless
You know why it was
Right.
that way? There was a prom held there the night before. It shows you how
Yeah.
flexible the center of Elgin was, so you couldn't get in there till 4 a.m. That's why David and
Yeah.
Kyle, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah, we had about 30 people at 4 a.m. out there putting up tents and getting everything ready for everybody to come in. I think we probably had close to minimum 800 people, 1,000 come through that event. It was
That's
just busy
wonderful.
all day long. It
Yeah.
was just fantastic turnout.
I'm sorry that I couldn't be there because we had scheduled the Elgin's Biggest Loser
That's right. You were
1
retreating
camp
that
outing.
day, weren't you?
Pardon?
You were you were.
We were at Camp Edwards.
All right.
At the YMCA Camp Edwards up in East Troy, Wisconsin. It was fabulous. And when we chose that day, we weren't aware that it conflicted with the Green Expo.
It was a very good team day for them as well. They bonded well. I saw that later when they were on the show. So that was successful that way.
Well, next year I'll be there.
And we'll plan on doing it next year.
And I hear that my friend Miles Harston had representatives from his Aqua Ranch there because
Yes.
Siggy told me, oh, Aqua Ranch was there. I was telling her about Miles, who is going to join us in a little bit. But one other thing I want to talk about before we get a hold of Miles is Elgin Community Garden Network
Yes.
and exactly what they do, because I have an idea that I tried to get them interested in, and it just didn't pan out as fast as I wanted to with the planting season. But I had mentioned it to the Taylor YMCA, to Rick Rigner and to Elizabeth Davin over there, that I thought that Taylor YMCA should have a community organic garden on their back. How big is that lot back there?
It's pretty good size.
Yes. You know how it's got that walking path, and each one of those grass sections could have raised beds in it? But the thing was, we need manpower to maintain it and water it and weed it. And I was thinking like some people who are laid off, especially like in the Hispanic community, because they are terrific gardeners. They seem to all have a green thumb. And with the manpower needed and to maintain it, then those people should be able to also reap the rewards of the harvest. And so I would love to see personally that the Taylor YMCA have a community organic garden. And what are some of the other events we can look forward to throughout the summer?
One of the things that the Elgin Community Garden Network came out of the Friends of Lord's Park Zoo. And one of the suggestions that we gave to them, or I gave to them, was when they established the zoo, is that they look at becoming sustainable, and they thought about putting in a community garden in some of the space out there. And they started to raise food for the homeless shelters. It started really late last fall in September. So they did get a late crop in and got some things out for the homeless shelter, but it really has kind of taken off this year, and they opened up a couple more sites. We just had a meeting, within a month or so ago, of a number of groups, and what's really amazing once you start talking to people and they hear you, that they're working on similar things. We have a couple church groups that
Plus, I came up with the idea for the Taylor Organic, and I had no idea that you guys had this organization.
So we're trying to get these things to mesh together. There are a couple churches that have garden spots that they rent space out to. Church of the Brethren does that. There's a church on Highland Avenue that is planning to do that this year. And the idea there is that people would be able to use that to grow their own vegetables. Well, Kane County got interested because there's a way to they like kids to become more interested in eating vegetables and grow your own vegetables. Well, in listening to these people talk and talk about their organizations, there's one group that is very focused on teaching people how to cook and preserve the things that they grow.
Not a bad idea.
It's kind of got a lost. How are we going to grow all this stuff? What are you going to do with it? And so we need to kind of get them to work together, and that was the thought that I presented to them for our September 25th luncheon. That, well, let's bring the harvest down. Everybody can have a tabletop, talk about what they would like to do. They have rentals for next year. It's really kind of late to get this thing off the ground this year, but I certainly think for next year we could organize these gardens, get
Boy,
people
I'd love to see
to
a
get
Taylor
people
garden.
invest in doing these kind of things, and learn to eat a little bit better and grow things organically at home. Can't do any better than that.
And David, I know it's not growing food, but tell Laura about the garden that's opposite the Salvation Army that was put in a couple years ago. I know it's just for regular garden, but that's a great concept.
Right, that was a vacant lot, and it was actually became part of NINA. It was a trade-off for a property that was along Kimball Street where the townhomes went. And the city gave them that lot.
Facing the river?
No, it's right. It's kind of kitty corner from the Salvation Army.
Okay.
And they wanted to know what to do with that property. They wanted to put a garden in there, and they put in a butterfly garden.
Oh,
They
great.
flew the butterflies up from Texas.
With
the first time.
volunteers and
No
On a
kidding.
plane, but they flew up from Texas, didn't they,
In
David?
little cages?
Little nets.
Little nets? Net
I-
cages?
and
First
that,
class.
the first day they arrived, though, it was like 31 degrees. Remember that? And it was May of '08.
God, what
it
a
was
shock.
It was cold. Yeah.
so it's a different concept for a community garden, and they maintain it themselves. And,
It's beautiful. You should drive by. It's very attractive.
We'd like to thank our sponsors right now, I think.
All
Wouldn't
right.
we?
Sure. Thank you.
Snobhounds Canine Environmental Protection Wear, disguised as Canine Couture, snobhounds.com. And we'd also like to thank...
The good folks at Allen and Sons Seal Coating. We're going to talk about them. Can we do that right now? Can we nestle in here for one of those live reads that we used to do so long ago, way back when, in the day of
Turn
radio.
back the hands of
Yeah,
time.
if you will. Hello, America. I've tried to do Paul Harvey this time. I feel I wasn't actually trying to do him weeks ago. Page 2. Hello, America. Let's talk about Allen & Sons Seal Coating. They're a trusted area resource for all your asphalt and asphalt maintenance needs. It's family-owned and operated business specializing in asphalt repair and, of course, also seal coating. In today's tough economic climate, it's more important than ever to protect your real estate investment in the most cost-effective way possible. Allen & Sons Seal Coating is a recognized expert in affordable asphalt work. They do both commercial and residential properties, we might add. Once you call for an estimate, that's the key word, call for an estimate. The first thing you'll learn about Allen & Sons is that it's not just about them, it's about you. You. And this is important for you, Laura. When you call, you want good service, so it's about you call.
And tell them Laura Dion sent you.
Yes. Allen & Sons Seal Coating believes that guaranteed professionalism, attention to detail, and providing timely service is a friendly fashion are the keys to any successful business. That's why they're committed. They are indeed committed to doing right the first time. Customers can testify to the quality of their work. Why don't you pick up that phone now or take it out of your pocket, as everyone does in the modern day. Call Allen & Sons Seal Coating at 847-980-6914. So when you're among the very best, no job is too large or too small for the good folks there at Allen & Sons Seal Coating. That phone number again, 847-980-6914. Laura?
Bravo. And would also like to thank Casey Tool, a weekly sponsor of ours too, available through Snap-on Mobile Tool Distributors. And don't forget my motivational website and blog at lauradion-jones.com. And you can also find a link to my website through our WRMN website. Can't we, Mike? Listed under programming, The Laura Dion-Jones Show. Correct?
Oh, absolutely.
And in the studio with us today are Mike Hunziker, Jeff Myers, Kyle Balt, and Elgin City Councilman Dave Captain talking about free lunches and the art of being neighborly. And I think it's time to also say, Carrie, virtual assistant Schrambeck is
talk?
here. Say hi. Hi.
I wrote that ad lib. That's kind of nice. Yeah.
Was that Liz Taylor?
Yes,
Hi.
that was hello.
So listen, I think it's time we have Miles. Is Miles still on the phone?
Yes,
Is he waiting for us?
Ready to go.
Miles? You're listening? Hey, Miles, how are you? This is Miles Harston from Aqua Ranch, who is, tell us about Aqua Ranch, Miles.
Well, in Aqua Ranch, we do aquaponics. Aquaponics is the combination of aquaculture, growing fish, and hydroponics, growing plants. But when we combine them, we essentially feed the fish, and the fish feed the plants, and the plants clean up the water for the fish. So it's a symbiotic relationship between plants and fish, and we can grow fish in a very natural way, is the way we do it anyway. Most farm-raised fish today have a lot of exposure to growth stimulants, hormones,